These standards were created to outline the conceptual and procedural knowledge in the area of computer science for each grade level. The standards enable students to improve their digital media skills and computational thinking. Each grade level is organized into categories of digital literacy, computing systems, networks, and the internet, data and analysis, algorithms, and programming for grades 3 through 8, and impact of computing. All of these standards work together to ensure that every student has the opportunity to develop knowledge, skills, and life and career characteristics listed here in the profile of the South Carolina graduate. As stated in the standards, the purpose of these standards is to expand availability of computer science education to all students in South Carolina in response to a growing number of employment opportunities related to computer science. In general, these standards will help prepare our students for society by providing the necessary knowledge and tools that they will need in the future to be successful.
We will now transition into our content that focuses on digital literacy. According to Cornell University, they define digital literacy as the ability to find, evaluate, utilize, share, and create content using information technologies and the internet. In my personal opinion, I would define digital literacy as an individual's ability to understand, to utilize, and to communicate through technological platforms and applications. Digital literacy is something that is continuously expanding due to the rapid innovation in the technological field. It is important that individuals have competent skills in digital literacy due to the rapidly increasing amount that technology is infiltrating the workforce and everyday life in general. In order for individuals to be marketable and valuable in the workforce, they will need to have some understanding of digital literacy. In addition, so much of life revolves around technology. In America, many individuals would lead easier lives if they had greater digital literacy. There are multiple examples of digital literacy, and the list is continuously growing each day. Some examples include the ability to code, how to effectively collaborate in groups through online applications, adding Google Chrome extensions to make searching the internet more efficient, knowing how to navigate the cloud, being able to think critically about whether or not internet sources are credible and reliable, and having social media etiquette. The International Society for Technology and Education standards provide a framework for rethinking education, adapting to a constantly changing technological landscape, and preparing students to enter an increasingly global economy. Therefore, there are important standards that teachers should implement in their classrooms and that students should strive for. The ISTE standards for teachers include being a learner, a leader, a citizen, a collaborator, a designer, a facilitator, and an analyst. All of these adjectives apply to digital literacy and have certain implications as to what teachers are expected to incorporate and implement in their classrooms. When educators begin to implement these standards into their classrooms, they then become a model for their students to emulate and encourage the development of digital literacy. The ISTE standards for students include being an empowered learner, a digital citizen, a knowledge constructor, an innovative designer, a computational thinker, a creative communicator, and a global collaborator. The ISTE standards are important for students because they empower students to become better prepared for the future and to improve their digital literacy. These tools that are developed and learned through the implementation of the ISTE standards cultivate a learning environment that allows for students to improve their digital literacy that will in turn improve their life in the future. It is important to consider, though, that it is ultimately up to the student to be responsible for their own growth in terms of digital literacy. In 2017, the South Carolina Department of Education released computer science and digital literacy standards that applied for kindergarten through 8th grade. In order to gain a better understanding of the implications these standards placed on classrooms across the state, we will explore the digital literacy standards for both 8th grade and 2nd grade. For 8th grade students across the state, the standards include the ability to use software applications to collaborate and create authentic products, to understand risk and responsibilities of being a digital citizen, and to demonstrate keyboarding speed and accuracy on a computing device. Standard 1 can be used in the classroom by teaching students how to correctly produce formal documents such as an email, a resume, or utilizing proper essay formats such as MLA or APA. Standard 2 can be implemented in the classroom by discussing the negative side effects that come along with misuse of technology. This includes things such as piracy, cyberbullying, and social media use, among some others. Standard 4 can be implemented in the classroom by providing students with opportunities to improve their keyboarding skills by typing notes, crafting papers, or doing research on their computers. For second grade, the standards include a student's ability to use software applications in order to create an authentic project, their ability to learn the fundamentals of digital citizenship and appropriate use of digital media, and their ability to exhibit responsibility when using connected computing devices. Standard 1 can be implemented in the classroom by assigning students to create a multi-slide PowerPoint presentation that involves changing fonts, colors, and text size. Standard 2 can be used in the classroom by teaching students how to properly cite sources, pictures, or quotations. Incorporating citations into projects are crucial in avoiding plagiarism. Lastly, Standard 3 can be incorporated into the classroom by teaching students how to create strong and safe passwords for their computers and personal web pages. We will now transition to our content that is focused on computer science and computational thinking.
Computer science is the study of the principles and use of computers. Computational thinking is a problem-solving process that includes a number of characteristics and dispositions, such as logically ordering and analyzing data and creating solutions using a series of ordered steps or algorithms, such as the ability to confidently deal with complexity and open-ended problems. Examples of computational thinking in computer science in schools and the workforce include pattern recognition, which is recognition by analyzing trends and data and using that information to work out solutions. Abstraction, which is stripping away unnecessary details to develop a generic solution. And decomposition, which is breaking down a complicated problem into its components or working on one component at a time, could be examples of what computational thinking looks like in school and or work. Algorithmic thinking, which is creating or using a well-defined series of steps to achieve a desired outcome, is also an example of what computational thinking looks like in a classroom or workforce. This topic fits into ISTE standards for teachers in Standard 6C, with creating learning opportunities that challenge students to use a design process in computational thinking to innovate and solve problems. This topic fits into the ISTE standards for students in the 5th standard titled Computational Thinking, where students are using digital tools to analyze and collect data or identify relevant data sets and represent data in ways that facilitate problem-solving and decision-making skills. This topic is being addressed in the new South Carolina Computer Science and Digital Literacy Standards by adding more standards that involve students using computational thinking and computer science skills. The kindergarten standard of identifying traditional computing devices such as tablets, smartphones, desktops, and laptops can be met by introducing students to different types of devices in a way that they understand the difference in each and what they can and are used for. The second grade standard of identifying the characteristics of a strong password can be met by showing students examples of a strong password and allowing them to come up with ideas for their own passwords, teaching them why it is important to have a strong password for safety reasons and identity purposes.